It's safe to assume that there are some skins in Brawl Stars that just aren't good. Maybe the animations aren't good, or the model doesn't have any cool animations in the lobby either, or the price is a little too much. However, there are some skins in this game that, in my opinion, just don't make sense, and I don't understand why they exist in the first place. Okay, now the first one I think is a little bit of a no-brainer. We got Red Wizard Barley. I do not know why this skin exists in the first place. It was released after normal Wizard Barley, and you have to spend bling or gems in order to buy this in the first place. And Wizard Barley is completely free, and pretty much everyone has them if you get Supercell ID. So it just makes no sense why Red Wizard Barley actually exists in this game. It doesn't make sense. Why does this exist? Let's just go in the training grounds to see how it is in game, because if you're familiar with the skin in any capacity, you'll know that the animations are pretty much the same. It's just a red version of the other skin. And if the other skin, the blue one, were actually a skin that you were supposed to pay for, then okay, this would have made sense. It's another colorway for you to choose from. It makes sense. It's all right. But why? Why? This is the question. Why would you do that if you got one for free? It's so confusing to me. And as far as pins I'm concerned, let's see if it has any sort of pins. I don't think it does. No, it doesn't. No pins that are specific to this skin. Okay, now here we have a pretty goofy looking skin. We got Deputy Brock, and here's what's really peculiar about this, okay? They released old school Brock a little while back, and it was free. And now they released this. You could have gotten it out of mega boxes, and now you can actually buy it with bling as well. But what doesn't make sense to me is the fact that it doesn't have any new animations or anything. It's the exact same thing, but it's just a little bit of a recolor. Granted, it does look a little bit better. However, I feel like it's just not worth spend this kind of bling or gems on this skin. It is not a good idea. Now, can you get this from legendary star drops? Maybe, I suppose. Now that you can buy it with bling, it might be an option. I really doubt it is, but either way, I would not want this skin actually coming out of my legendary star drop or mythic star drop for that matter. That is definitely not okay. And this skin just ain't it. It just doesn't make sense to me. Look, the only thing that they could do to this skin is just make it 30 gems. That would have been so much better if the skin were 30 gems, all right? But it just doesn't make sense why it isn't, and you have to spend this amount of gems and bling on it. It's super weird. It just should not exist, or maybe at a lower price at that. Look, color variants for skins are cool, and only when they are done right, all right? So for example, you have one of these mecha skins. You pay 300 gems for the normal mecha skin design. So for example, you get Mecha Mortis, and then you spend another 50 gems for this, for example, Light Mecha Mortis, which pretty much changes the look, and that makes sense, and that's cool. However, here is a change that I do not understand. And if you go on over to Frank, you'll see what I'm talking about here. You got Caveman Frank, and you got Prehistoric Frank. Why do I have a problem with this? And why do I just not understand why this skin exists in the first place? Well, it does cost the same, which is fine, I guess, but it looks the same. It's the exact same. If this were like a different animal or something like that on the back, that would have made sense. That would have been pretty cool, but it's just the exact same thing. And now let's just compare these two legendary skins, for example. You know, you get this one, the Gold Mecha Crow, and then you have normal Mecha Crow, and you see how the color really changes and differs throughout the skins? That makes sense. I would spend 50 gems on that color variant. But for Frank, for example, this one, it just doesn't make sense. It looks pretty much the same. And also in game, as you could probably imagine, the animations are pretty much the same as well. If you go on over and then you see that it's exactly like normal Frank. Now, I guess if you don't have the normal prehistoric Frank skin or caveman Frank, whatever you want to call it, then I guess you could just get this and then skip out on the other one if you think this is cool. But I just don't understand why this exists in the first place, right? I'm not telling you which skin to buy, of course. I just don't understand, all right? And that fits in the category of a skin that maybe should just not exist in the first place. It is really weird. Of course, this is just my opinion, of course, so please comment down below yours. Okay, look, there are a lot of skins in this game that you can look at and think that are not worth it, and you could just say that they're not cool and that they shouldn't exist. But to be honest, that's just a matter of opinion, all right? I only told you kind of the things that genuinely are pretty peculiar in this game. So thankfully, I do have to admit there are only 3 skins, in my opinion, that fall into this category, all right? Which is really cool, because most skins in this game are super awesome, and that is great to know. So fellas, I'll see you in the next one, and peace out, and bye-bye.